Catastrophes of Darkness has a special guest on the show. Please welcome Andre Vargas, lead vocals and manager of Thy Antichrist. Welcome.
Hey, Karen. So thanks for having me tonight or today. It's my pleasure being with you. Um, Everything is going good so far. So just working, just doing my day of work. Uh, that's it for now.
So let's get a little history on the band. Growing up, what was the music scene like in Colombia? And what got you inspired to play the style of music in Thy Antichrist?
Well, it has been a long time that I've been working with my bands. In the early days, it was different influences that came just where I came to get my inspiration with the band. It was the first wave of the black metal Scandinavian bands
Mm-hmm.
at the time, the 90s, early 90s or late 80s. That was the first wave of the black metal genre at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So that was part of my first influences, the Swedish and the Norwegian black metal bands at that time.
Yeah, that's cool. So Thy Antichrist, as you've just mentioned, was formed back in 1998 in Colombia, and your bio states that the project was called El Anticristo, the Antichrist, which was based upon the Friedrich Nietzsche book. Can you tell us about your aspirations in forming the band back then?
Yes, besides the musical influences, the musical inspiration, so the other inspiration for me just to create the band, the Antichrist, it was when I was reading at the time the Friedrich Nietzsche books.
Mm.
So his philosophy, the way that he was seeing the war, the way that he was writing about the war, at that time. So it got my attention. It got my
Yeah.
attention because I was surprised, and I was amazed at how I write it in the 19th century. He was writing so crazy ideas at that time,
Mm.
breaking the rules against the religions, the religion structure at that time, the Christianity at that time. So
Yeah.
that kind of stuff that caught my attention,
Yeah.
and I get really influenced by his writings, among other authors too. But Friedrich Nietzsche, yeah, he caught my attention, especially with his book, because the title of the book, it was a strong title, it's
Mm.
the Antichrist.
Yeah.
But it's not the Antichrist that you can see like the enemy of the Christianity that you see, the
Mm.
Antichrist like a mythology, that kind of mythology symbol. So it was more in the philosophical way.
Yeah. Yeah. Very interesting. And you then moved to Dallas, Texas in 2011. How did that affect the band and touring, etc.?
Well, it was really hard for me. It was a really hard, a really hard time in my life, because moving from Colombia for a different culture and then coming to the U.S., a completely different culture.
Mm.
And the music there are some differences too. It's a little bit of difference that the
Yeah.
Latin American metal scene
Mm.
with the American scene.
Yeah.
There are things that are completely different. But
Mm.
and for me in the beginning, it was really hard. It was a challenging time for me because
Mm.
I had to rebuild my band pretty
Yeah.
much from scratch.
Yeah.
I had to start doing auditions with the musicians, getting the right musicians for the band, and start building up the music, start going on tour, playing shows, start showing the performance of the band of the Antichrist to a new audience. So it was a challenging thing. It was a challenging time for me, but we have been doing great so far all these years. All this time we are being active, showing the performance of what the Antichrist is.
Yeah.
Especially on the road, because that's the best way that you can show about your performance, about your music, about your
Mm.
skills, is being on the road. It's being on a stage. So despite it being a so challenging time, it's something that I be enjoying,
Yeah.
rebuilding the band and making new friends, getting the band to a different exposure, getting to different cities, different states. So has been a really nice ride.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, challenging times, but doesn't that build the person that you are? You know, I know they're not nice to go through at the time, but you become, you know, a bigger person. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing is, especially in the challenging times, is when you see your real your
So,
real inner sensibility, or the way that you can
mm,
build everything around you. It's
yeah,
more a personal task.
yeah. So, touching on your visual stage performances, which are phenomenal, and can we talk about the corpse paint? As we often see in black metal, you know, the face is painted, but you go many steps further. And so, can you talk a little bit about that? And
Yeah, of course. That's about the body painting, about the corpse paint. I think is one of the signatures of the band that
yeah,
is make the Antichrist special, that makes the Antichrist different of the so many bands around in the genre.
mm,
So as you say, black metal has been characteristic because the face paint, the costume, the clothing, but in my way has been part of the process too.
mm,
I've been working with the band for more than 20 years, and you see the early pictures of the band, my live performance and the early stages. It was that time that I was building my
yeah,
my my performance, and you
mm,
can see the process along the years, throughout the years. So
mm,
until you see right now this professional performance.
yeah,
So everything started, I say I want to do something different, and I start applying all the painting around my body, around my arms. So it's a really noisy task to do because it takes me around 2 hours and a half, or sometimes three
mm,
hours before
mm,
before every performance, every show. So it's really demanding
yeah,
because I had to be really focused what part, just to follow the pattern, just to follow all the structure of the paint. So but it's something that I enjoy.
yeah,
I enjoy it so much. That doesn't matter for me. I don't care if it's gonna be 3 or 4 hours just to play like a 35-minute set, or 45-minute set, or 1 hour
mhm,
set. I don't mind doing that stuff before the stage, before going on stage, because it's something that I enjoy.
yeah,
And most of the inspiration that came to this, to do my paint, my performance, my body painting, is coming from my indigenous ancestors.
mm,
You maybe you have read about the Latin American cultures,
mhm,
or the tribal chiefs, and the indigenous cultures that were using the body paint
yeah,
as a way to get in touch with the nature, as a way to get in touch, and it was like a ritualistic phase for them.
yeah,
A ritualistic path to do, to get in touch with nature. So uh, some of the inspiration that came from that, to get
yeah,
in touch, because for me it's a ritualistic step before going on a stage.
mm,
And I get deep into this kind of ritual transformation, because it's a transformation that you can see. I
yeah.
apply paint on my hair, I apply paint for pretty much part of a good part of my body. Also the costume too is a compliment, but it's something that I enjoy, and I
Yeah,
appreciate that you made that kind of question about what is the meaning of
cool.
this kind of pain.
Yeah, excellent. I know what you're saying because before I do a show, I always paint my face and I get into the mood. And I'm just sitting behind a computer, you know, playing tunes to people on air. But it's part of
Right.
my ritual, and it works because if I sat here naked, you know, not with the paint on my face, it wouldn't be the same. So I know what you're saying.
Right.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So
No. Yeah.
yeah,
No.
your last album, Wrath of the Beast, was released with Napalm Records. So can we talk a bit about how that came about to fruition and how you feel working with them now?
Well, it has been we have been making a really nice team, working
Mm,
together. So, but by the way, the Antichrist is the first Latin American black metal band just signed with Napalm Records. Everyone nowadays knows that Napalm Records is one of the most respectable labels.
Yeah, indeed.
That works focus in metal. So we are doing a really, really great team, working together. So when we released the Rad of the Beast, like 2 years ago, we were on tour with the Funeral and Sacred Flesh all over
Yeah,
the US. So has been an amazing ride, working a really good experience working with Napalm Records. So far, for now, we got really just really nice relationship. They are helping us a lot when we are on the road, trying to help what we are doing on the road. So it has been a really, really great relationship that we are building together.
excellent, excellent. So, what is your current lineup of the band?
Well, about the lineup, about the new musicians,
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So, how I was saying before, how we was discussing before, it has been part of that kind of process, that
Mm.
takes me a good time just to find the right musicians, the right musicians that I was looking for my band. Because besides being a skill on your instrument, or for any musician being a skill on the instrument, for the Antichrist has to be a complement.
Mm.
We had to share the same mystic.
Hmm.
We had to share impart the same magic what
Yeah.
we are doing. Because first of all, we play black metal. We need to get the right ambience, the right energy,
Mm.
the right atmosphere. Just because that's we are delivering on a stage. That we are showing on a stage.
Yeah.
So it was a really, really hard process, but right now we got a solid lineup with Robert is on the guitars, and Benjamin, my bass player. With Chris he has been with us like for 3 years, I guess, with the band. So in drums, and we got the addition of Scott Eames and the live guitar. So right now we got a really solid lineup
Mm.
that we are be playing with this lineup for so many tours and so many shows and festivals until now. So we are doing a really fantastic job.
Excellent. It's great when it all works together like that. You've got to have the musicians behind you. I know. So your last album is now like 2 years old. Is there anything now that you're working on at the moment?
Of
Any
course,
new?
yes, yes. Right now we are working just on the new songs for the new album.
Mm-hmm.
So I expect to release the new album sometime next year. The expectation is by next year, just releasing the new album. But right now, yes, right now we are just focused because with this current situation about the virus, about the lockdowns in so
Yeah.
many parts. So we are taking advantage of this time, and we are just writing a new album, completely new album. So and hopefully by next year we'll be releasing
Oh, that's awesome.
new
We'll
stuff.
look forward to that. So, who is the songwriter in the band, or do you do that as a collective, or is it a certain role?
Well, pretty much, I'm the leader of the band. I'm
Mm-hmm.
taking all the direction. I take all the direction about all pretty much all the musical aspects of the band. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking the lead for what is gonna be the concept for the new album, what is gonna be the idea, the main structures.
Mm-hmm.
I'm writing all the lyrics. So, but for this new album that we are writing right now, I'm pretty much writing the whole album with my guitar player, with Robert. So we right now we got a good, really, really good chemistry. We understand each other, what we want for the new album. We got the idea, we got the concept for the new album. So for this new album, is pretty much working with him, with my guitar player, my lead guitar player.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you concentrate solely on the band in your day-to-day life, or do you have a profession other than the Antichrist?
Yes, being the Antichrist, or working with a band called the Antichrist is not really easy thing, especially if you are thinking of making a living of this,
Yeah.
it's, for me, it has been more a passion thing, has been, I've been passionate about art all my life that pretty much, I don't think in my band just like a business making money or something like that, you know.
Mm.
I've been saying so many times that in the day that I'm gonna start thinking in money in my band, so I think the art is gonna be loose. It's gonna be losing the focus, you know,
Yeah.
because for me the main focus is art,
Yeah.
and for me my art is not attached to any materialistic stuff like a money or other kind of stuff or fame or recognition, because for me the kind of art that I've been doing for so long is my freedom, you know, and my
Mm.
freedom, and that kind of freedom for me is not attached to any other materialistic aspects in life, you know.
Mm.
So, but of course, you have to make a living. So, and I'm working for a hospital. I'm working in the informatics and the technological aspects in the hospital in Dallas, Texas.
Mm.
So that's the way that I make my living.
Mm-hmm.
So the good thing is the job that I got is I got plenty of time to be working on the side with my bands or working
Mm-hmm.
on tours, working and preparing a lot of stuff because
Mm.
besides my job, yes, my main focus is my art, is working with my band. So, but
Mm.
that's the way that I make my living. But of course, I'm really grateful for the support that the fans just give us to us. You know,
Mm.
despite that I'm not making the living with music because you
Mm.
know the underground music or stream music nowadays is a complex thing just to be making a living
Yeah.
from that. So
Mm.
you know, it's not a secret, you know,
Mm.
anyway. So the times have been changing, the music industry has been changing, it's going to continue changing,
Mm.
but that's the way that I try to complement both things, you know,
Yeah.
my professional artistical way and then my professional way in my doing my job, working with a company, and in this case, working with a hospital in Dallas.
So we're all locked down in this coronavirus right now. So what have you been up to, and how do you see the future after this is all ended?
Well, it's not an easy thing just to think ahead, you know, about the
Mm.
future because everything it tends is going to be about the same, you
Mm.
know. What I say about the same is gonna be the richer is gonna be richer, the poorer is getting poorer. So I don't see
Mm.
it's gonna be a big radical changes after this, you know.
Mm.
This is a crazy time for sure because it's something that we never experienced before in the modern human history.
Mm.
And despite that we were thinking that we were on top of the these modern times, you know, with so many advances in technology and science, but suddenly
Mm.
we get stopped, you know, in a really hard way for about this virus. You know, it's crazy, it's a crazy thing. But after this, I think the things is gonna take a while until all the stuff start getting to normal.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say after so many stuff that get into normal, there's gonna be another statics, you know, statics for the human history.
Yeah.
So and because crazy things like this, it could be happening later on, or it could be something a way worse that we are
Yeah.
living right now. But
Yeah.
you know, we are not in the government. We cannot control. We are not the power of our countries, so we cannot control so many other things. But the thing is, try to make a living the best way that we can, you know.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
that's the only thing. Hopefully everything passes soon. Hopefully everything get back to normal, to the normal stages,
Mm-hmm.
because you know it has been a really tough time for everyone and from so many parts of the world, you know,
Yeah.
for not saying the whole world, you know, because it's really crazy time.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know some countries are getting back together now, so slowly but surely, let's hope we see an end to this soon. So you've toured extensively worldwide and participated in many great festivals. So how do you see the future of live performances after all of this?
Well, the future is it's gonna be a really hard time. It's gonna take time until the musical industry, you know, on the entertainment industry start getting back to normal,
Yeah.
because unfortunately one of the most affected industries is the musical industry, the entertainment industry that
Mm-hmm.
makes a living, you know, that makes a living, that keeps on that can keeps giving entertainment to the people, like artists, like
Mm.
us, like a performers like us. We are really hard for this kind of situation, because nobody can tour, nobody can give shows, nobody can go to venues, nobody can
Mm.
schedule any festivals, nothing like that. So unfortunately, it's a really tough situation for so many musicians. That it's not my case, but other musicians, they're making the living for this. Other
Mm.
performance, the living, they were being on the road, playing, hosting tours, being in festivals,
Mm.
making a living from this, and it's really hard situation for them. So I
Sure.
just encourage everyone that they can afford, just
Mm.
trying to help each other,
Yeah.
because it's a really tough situation, especially for the music industry that we are loving so much,
Yeah.
the entertainment industry that we are loving so much. But uh, we are just having the good expectation that hopefully everything passes soon, and we can start going back to normal, going back on track and to normal. But I guess for my guessing point is gonna take maybe 2 years
Yeah.
until we start going back to normal. Hosting
Mm.
tours, being on the road. Unfortunately for us, but let's see, happen hopefully everything passes soon.
Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah. With you there. So, if people want to find out more about what you're doing with music or tours, where can they go to find you?
Well, nowadays everyone can find it easy wherever you want to search information about the social media. All
Mm.
our channels. We got all our channels, Instagram, Facebook, and we are really keeping the active on the social media. So yeah, they can find us over there.
Hmm. Excellent. So, all right, everybody, there we have it. Andre, thank you so much for your time. And I wish you all the best for all your future endeavors, and stay safe and take care.
Thanks, Karen. Thanks to you and Metal Messiah Radio for all the support that I had, because I've been receiving a really great support from Metal Messiah Radio. So I really appreciate all your support. So I wish you all the best too. And it has been a pleasure for me being with you today. Thanks,
Oh,
Karen.
excellent. Thank you.